December 6, 1991. For teenage girls, Jennifer, Sarah, Eliza, and Amy were supposed to have a simple Friday night shift at a frozen yogurt shop in Austin, Texas. By midnight, they were gone. When the fire crews rushed in, they expected flames. But what they found was something far worse. For girls murdered in cold blood. And here's the twist. Decades later, despite confessions, arrests, and trials, this case is still unsolved. The real killer may still be out there. They weren't just victims. They were sisters, best friends, dreamers. Jennifer Harbison, 17, hardworking, protective of her younger sister. Sarah Harbison, only 15, bright, full of laughter. Eliza Thomas, also 17, Jennifer's best friend, inseparable from her. And Amy Ayers, 13, the youngest, still in middle school, tagging along that night for a sleepover. It should have been a night of teenage giggles and plans for tomorrow. Instead, it became a night their families would never forget. That's the cruel twist about tragedies like this. Life feels so normal until it doesn't. Just before midnight, smoke poured from the yogurt shop. Firefighters forced their way in, expecting to battle flames. But inside, the fire wasn't the story. As the smoke cleared, they made a chilling discovery. For girls, lifeless on the floor, the fire wasn't random. It was deliberate, a cover-up. Someone had tried to burn the evidence. That was the first twist in the case. This wasn't an accident. It was calculated murder. Detectives scoured the wreckage. A robbery was the first theory, cash was missing. But why the binding? Why the execution-style killings? Why set the fire? This wasn't chaos. This was control. Whoever did this had planned it. And that realization spread like wildfire across Austin. Parents wouldn't let their children out of sight. Stores locked doors early. A city known for music and freedom was now haunted by fear. The cruel twist? Despite hundreds of interviews and leads, no one could be tied to the scene. The killer, silent, invisible, was still out there. Nearly a decade later, in 1999, investigators arrested 4 young men: Robert Springsteen, Michael Scott, Maurice Pierce, and Forrest Wellborn. They had been teenagers themselves back in '91. Police claimed they'd bragged about the murders, and 2 of them confessed during grueling interrogations. Finally, it seemed justice was within reach. But then came the twist. The confessions didn't add up. The details shifted. The stories conflicted. And the men later said they had been coerced, broken down after hours of pressure, told what to say. Still, the courts pressed on. Springsteen was convicted. Scott was convicted. Families began to believe justice had been served. But the truth was about to collapse. In 2009, almost 20 years after the crime, DNA testing revealed something shocking. The evidence left at the crime scene didn't match any of the 4 men convicted. Not a single one. The so-called confessions crumbled. Witnesses changed their stories. And in a twist that devastated the victims' families, the convictions were overturned. The men were set free. The real killer or killers were still unidentified. And the families? They had to relive their grief all over again. To sit in a courtroom and realize that the truth they had clung to for years wasn't the truth at all. Today, the Austin yogurt shop murders remain unsolved. Decades have passed. Technology has advanced. And yet, those critical pieces of DNA evidence still sit in police storage, waiting for a match. For the families, the pain has no expiration date. Jennifer and Sarah's mother once said, "When you lose your children like this, you never move on. You just learn to live with the hole in your heart. Every year, candles are lit, names are spoken, faces remembered. But justice? Justice still hasn't come. 3 decades later, and the killer still walks free. So what really happened that night? Was it a robbery gone wrong? Or was it something far more sinister? Something personal? Could the DNA one day reveal a name? Or will this case remain forever unsolved? Another ghost story whispered through Austin. Here's the chilling truth. The person who murdered those 4 girls may still be alive today, walking among us, perhaps even watching this right now. Until the day justice is served, one question lingers in the shadows. Who walked into that yogurt shop on December 6, 1991? And why?